So what do those people who are speaking out have to gain? You know, the only ones that I hear speaking out for Common Core, Mike Petrilli of the Fordham Institute, William Bennett, Bill Gates, so on and so on, John King, Arnie Duncan, they're all paid by Bill Gates to support Common Core. The only ones that I see, and they far outnumber the ones who are speaking out for it, aren't paid by anybody. And many of them are at risk of losing their own jobs, their careers, for speaking out. Who are you going to believe? That's the face of Common Core, folks. Millions of parents see that face every night as they're trying to help their kids with the homework or during testing time. During testing time, I see that face a lot. And it's 2 weeks of torture for some kids. I've seen kids throw up from the anxiety. I've seen kids pull out their own hair. I've seen kids have anxiety attacks during the testing. So that's my presentation. And again, I can speak for days on end, and we're just scratching the surface. To me, through my eyes, I just walked you through what Common Core is and what it isn't. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
What happens to the students that don't take the test?
Oh, okay, so you hit on the opt-out piece. Nothing. What is his question? What happened to the kids who choose not to take the test or their parents refuse the test? What do you mean, what happens to them? What specifically do you mean? Like during the testing time, or if they just don't take the test?
If they don't take the test, what's the repercussion?
Nothing, zero. They're not counted. So if my kids, if they refuse, there's on the back of the bubble sheet, there are several boxes. So some kids are, like I had one student who had something happened to his head. He had a traumatic brain injury right before the test. He was in the hospital. He couldn't take the test. And it went right through the makeup period. It's always the week after there's a makeup period. So there was a circle, and it says medically excused.
Does it affect the funding of your school?
It does not affect the funding of the school district. And I want to make that abundantly clear, because that's part of the arguments that a lot of administrators will, I don't know if they're like outright lying and they know they're lying, or if they were just told by somebody that they're going to lose. And it's not true. So here's the one of the questions, what it's related to, it's Title I. So if you're a Title I school, which my school is, the only repercussion you can have is if for 3 years in a row, you don't make AYP, which stands for Adequate Yearly Progress, for that particular area. So it's participation rate. So say you have a number of kids, you don't make the 95% participation rate. And so you have so many opt-outs that you don't meet it. For 3 years in a row, then you may, this is the exact wording, may need to reallocate 5 to 15% of your Title I money. Okay. First of all, the first year that could happen to almost any district, because the opt-outs really didn't start until 2 years ago. And because there's a year lag, because it's based on the school report card that comes out, there's a year lag after that. The first year that could happen is 2016, 2017. Okay, so say if your school doesn't make the AYP for up until that time, the only repercussion is your district would have to reallocate 5 to 15% of your Title I money. Did you hear the word lose? No. So you will not lose it. So for us, that would mean we receive $274,000 a year in Title I money, and they pay for AIS reading teachers. I don't even think it covers all of them. Okay, so we would may have to reallocate 5 to 15. So let's say 10%, less than $30,000 out of a $34 million budget, and move it into another account. So that lie I'll put to rest right here. And if someone does bring that up, if you go to another board meeting and superintendent or one of the board members says that, tell them to prove it. They can't. Yes.